So I'm sure you've noticed by now that most web development advice out there is often outdated. It promises a lot, but really fails to deliver. And even if it does, it only works in the short term because the technology is constantly evolving, especially now with ChatGPT. Now in this video, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to share with you the ways that I believe ChatGPT will revolutionize web development and how you can use your daily habits to really get good at web development using ChatGPT and grow your business as a web development freelancer and agency owner. So my recommendation is that you implement one or multiple of these as part of your routine because they will help you get to your goal faster. Now, starting with the first way, which has finally gotten some acknowledgement in recent months, and that is automation. The beauty of automation with the upcoming ChatGPT 5, that obviously isn't released yet, is that anyone will be able to use it to build websites. And if you're already a developer, you'll be able to do more advanced things much faster with a smaller team. Now, you don't need a special skill and you can easily get started initially to do the basic stuff. Basically, with ChatGPT 5 and onwards, you'll be able to brief the tool by asking it to build a website based on multiple existing websites. For example, I want a WordPress website with the front page like Apple.com, a product page like Amazon.com product pages, and a checkout page like Walmart.com checkout pages. It'll then spit out all you need to publish the design and some of the other requirements like tracking codes. My recommendation is to start with relatively simple requests to get a hang of how to automate design and development, and then to build up to more complex sites and requirements. Now, even though more and more people know about the benefits of automation, it's still a pretty rare thing to see someone with a habit of consistently automating 50% of their code creation, which is possible even with ChatGPT 4, which is a lot less capable than GPT-5 will be. And I'm not saying 50% of code is some kind of magic number. There's no such thing as a magic number. It's just what we're seeing that works and an approximate number of what we see works in automating. If you're a beginner and you understand less of the entire process in general, you'll want to learn from the tool as you're using it. So basically, it will be more capable than you in many ways initially. In general, you're getting benefits from every little bit of extra automation that you can do. And when I did some calculations for myself and people I work with, I saved around 350 hours extra per year by automating 50% of code generation. And those are developer hours, by the way. I find it a lot easier for me to stick to the tasks I set out for myself to complete projects when I need to work with fewer developers. Basically, if you need to work with fewer or zero developers, you're more likely to want to experiment and build more. Since ChatGPT 5 isn't out yet, you can start by practicing with ChatGPT 4. I find the key to consistency when learning web development using AI tools is to be able to make it as convenient as possible. And here's a couple of tips that work really well. Take some website projects you're currently working on and take random ideas that you've thought about in the past and find online examples of similar websites just to iron out some of the kinks in your ideas. Right now, I don't know of a way to get the tool to do all the work for you directly based on examples using GPT-4, but you can tell the tool to create an outline for a website for you in terms of which pages are necessary and what goes on the pages. So GPT-4 will make you a sitemap based on this prompt. Then you need to find an existing WordPress or other platform theme. You should use Prompt Perfect ChatGPT plugin to perfect your prompts and help you circumvent the 500 character limit in ChatGPT. Be sure to tell it to keep going until it's finished and not just stop at 500 characters. Then you can use ChatGPT to code new plugins and WordPress theme functionalities. You still need to know how WordPress works, of course, but a lot of the grunt work will be done by the tool, and it does it quite well. Once you're comfortable customizing WordPress templates and making plugins, you can try your hand at building more complex themes from scratch. By the way, if the process gets tough, you can always just jump on a call with a more experienced developer to review your code and put it all together for you, while you and him screen share. Now, the second way that is underrated when it comes to web development is using the same templates and work on similar projects most of the time. Since you're here watching this channel, I assume you're interested in freelancing and building a web dev business. While it may be good to do many types of projects while you're learning the basics, when you offer web dev as a service, you'll want to standardize as much as possible. You're looking to make 90% of every project the same as your previous projects. That way, when your business has a lot of clients, you won't feel overwhelmed with many different problems that need to be solved simultaneously. I will say that as long as you have enough variety within a week to keep things interesting, And as long as your code is of high quality to avoid bugs and inefficiencies, there's nothing wrong with using the same code, the same templates, and the same process over and over. My own daily work as a business owner is about 80% the same week to week. And I think most business owners, if they really look at what they're doing, there's a lot of overlap. I have a template of a good system, and as long as you enjoy your work, as long as you're hitting all your goals and you don't mind repeating it, just go for it. Just do the same thing in your business over and over and improve it and deliver it to as many clients as possible. And then this habit of combining some basic code refactoring can really put your development on autopilot. It saves so much time and effort, at least if you also build a team at the same time. It's no wonder why so many developers have done this successfully. It's a time-tested method, and I do understand there's a learning component and also does require some work up front, but once it works, you'll be surprised with how much easier projects can get. Now, the third way, which is a small change but can have a really big impact on your consistency, is saving your complex tasks for your peak productivity window. Let's say your goal is to complete one project every 2 days, which is crazy fast, right? Which is going to put you in a position to work 3 days a week out of a 5-day work week on your business growth and not coding. So basically, you can take those 2 days of coding that you would have to code full-time and distribute that amount of work throughout the week. If you're more productive in the evening, you want to make sure you allocate more of your complex tasks there, so in the evening. That way you're working the equivalent of 2 days a week, but not in a 48-hour window. And in the other 3 days, or the equivalent of 3 days, you work on business tasks, not coding tasks. I personally like to split my tasks into 3 parts with a ratio of 25, 25, 50. So 25% of those tasks go into the morning, 25% of the tasks go in the afternoon, and 50% in the evening. So the evening is the most productive part of the day. So in summary, you take the 50% of the most difficult tasks that you work on in your business and you put them in the evening if you're more productive in the evening. This effectively means I'm on average more productive in the evening. Now during the day, I don't mind the small tasks. I'm busy, I'm working, I'm occupied. I'm not thinking about complex problems until it's evening. So it's much easier to stick to my daily work habits instead of building a new habit of procrastinating. So the bottom line is you want to make sure you're saving your complex tasks for when you're most productive. Now here's where it gets interesting and how ChatGPT 5 is going to change a lot of this. Before, you had these complex tasks and you had to actually sit down and put a lot of focus into what you're doing and do the difficult tasks, for example, in the evening when you're most productive, like in my case. But when 5 comes out, it can take chat prompts and turn them into fully developed projects fairly quickly. You'll be able to assign tasks to less trained people who work for you, or you'll be able to allocate a tiny fraction of your work hours to dev work and the vast majority of your work hours to getting new clients. Basically, you'll be able to work as a single individual with the effectiveness of a whole team. Now, the other thing is below this video, hit the subscribe button and turn the bell notification icon on so you get notified of future videos like this one. Also, for details on coaching, if you want to work with me, they are in the description below and in the chat. So I have left another helpful video for you below to get started with clients, to get new leads. Just check the description in the comments. So check out that video, and I'm going to see you right there in the video.